Hello everyone, I hope you're having a lovely day today. My name is Andrea and in this channel we talk all about online teaching, business, mindset and edtech among other things. So if any of those topics interest you, then consider subscribing. In today's video I am going to share some of my low prep, low tech activities to do during Halloween or for Halloween for our English classes. So these activities are things that you can do with kids or with teens or with adults. The only thing that of course you have to modify probably are the amount of words that you are going to use with each of your groups, and of course the rules, the complexity of the rules. So if you would like to know more about what activities you can do with your groups for this Halloween that do not require you to spend a lot of money or to plan a lot, then keep on watching. And remember that if you want to see more videos like this, then just click the like button and subscribe to this channel. Now, let's continue. So the first game is something that most of us do at least once when we're teaching, and it's basically a bingo. Now, the complexity and the instructions when it comes to bingo can be different depending on who you are teaching. So, for example, if it's a very young learner's lesson, then you can most definitely just teach them 5 words or 6 words, and or not even the words themselves, but showing them the picture and telling them, hey, this is a pumpkin, this is a pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. Can you repeat please? So you don't show them how it's written but how it's pronounced. They repeat and they are able to identify, they're able to make a connection between the sound pumpkin and the picture of a pumpkin. So that's something that you can also do. And then of course the bingo itself can be made out of 4 pictures or made out of 6 pictures if they are very, very young, or they can contain more pictures if they are older. Also, if they are older, instead of just having a picture instead of having pictures on the bingos, you can also have the words. So you can show them the picture of a pumpkin, and then they have to look for the word pumpkin, or the other way around. You show them the word and then they have to cross out the picture of a pumpkin. And if you are teaching adult classes, then you can make it more difficult by implementing phonetic symbols. So they have the phonetic symbols in the bingo, and then you show them like the picture, and you can say like pumpkin, pumpkin, and then they have to cross the phonetic symbols that are used to refer to a pumpkin, basically the phonetic symbols of pumpkin. So that's something that you can do, of course, and then you can make it more difficult if you want by changing the rules. You can ask one person from the group to come and grab a piece of paper which contains the word or the picture, and then dictate that to the rest of the group. This is of course a way of making it more student-centered and helping your students gain a bit more of autonomy, and yeah, overall this is like a great activity in order for them to also participate in the lesson and to do it in an active way rather than a passive way. So yeah, the bingo is one of the activities that I love using with my students. Then the next thing is basically videos, and I'm not gonna say like, okay, just show them like a song or something. No, So it really depends on the students, but for example, if it's a very young learners group, you can show them a video or like a song, and then they have to listen and grab the pictures that they see in the video. So let's say if they see a pumpkin, a ghost, and a witch, you can show them 6 different pictures, and within those pictures they have the pumpkin, the ghost, and the witch. And then you can just add like a pair of shoes, like a coat or a cat. And then they have to watch the video and choose the pictures that they see in the video. And after that, they have to order them. So if the pumpkin shows up first, then they have to put the pumpkin first. Then if the ghost shows up second, then they have to put the ghost in the second place or after the pumpkin. It really is up to you. That's one way of doing it. If your students are older than that, then of course you can make it more difficult. You can definitely ask them to listen to the song and identify the words that you have previously introduced. So for example, if you have taught witch, ghost, pumpkin, skeleton, and monster, you can ask your students to listen or to watch the video and identify which words they can listen to within the song. So for example, in the song they mention like 10 things, but they know only 5, then they tell you, okay, so these are the things that we listen to, in the sense of maybe they have something like a mummy, or they have like a black cat, and these are not things that you have taught them. So you can most definitely introduce those new words. After that, they can watch the video again and put them in the correct order. And after they do that, you can definitely make them like groups if you can. You can separate them into 2 groups, and you give each group the lyrics, but they have to listen and order the lyrics, or all the verses and everything. So they can listen 1, they can listen 2 times, and after that you can check as a whole class and see who got it right and who got it wrong, and then you can give points to those who got it right. And the third activity that I love using with my students is basically like stories. With very young learners, just like reading a story aloud is sometimes more than enough. Of course, if they are gonna if they have to know a word before a word or words before you're gonna read aloud something, that of course you teach that word first or those words first, and then you just read with them. You exaggerate, you change your voice, and so on and so forth. And if they are older, then you can make like a true or false sentence, or like an order the story. And this can be done individually or as a group activity or as a pair work activity. So they can either you read aloud the story, or they can read aloud the story, or they can all read it like as a whole class, like, okay, you read this page, you read that page, you read the other page. And after that, they have to complete like a true or false activity, or they have to order the events from the story in the correct order. And with adults, that's something that I also like doing, but I like to work not with stories, but let's say not with stories like fictional stories, but let's say about the origins of Halloween, or how Halloween is celebrating across the globe. And we tend to have great discussions about what's like culture, what's cultural appropriation, cultural appreciation, what basically means like stealing from other cultures if that's necessary, like where this comes from, what are the things that are like done in our country or in another country, and we tend to compare and contrast them. We can talk about whether this has some sort of religious importance or not, or whether this is just like a marketing stunt for people to just spend money and decorating their houses and giving candy and things like that. So that's usually what I use with adult students. You don't have to prepare anything beforehand. I have one worksheet that's useful for elementary level students, but you can most definitely use that for advanced students. The only thing is that you will have to change some of the questions to make it a bit more challenging for them, because they will be able to talk about like the religious aspect and what about the financial aspect or the marketing aspect of this like celebration. So these are some of my best and most used activities for Halloween. They take me less than 5 or less than 10 minutes to prepare, and I think that your students will benefit from that too. One thing I believe that is useful to remember is that you don't have to spend a lot of money, or that you don't have to like spend a lot of time preparing like very complicated activities. I think that this is just like, if you're teaching English, it's just a way of sharing a bit of what makes up the culture of the language, particularly if it's from like the US. But yes, it's also a great way for them to have fun and to learn new words in this context. So if you have any other activity that you'd like to share, please feel free to leave it in the comments. And of course, if you are going to use any of these activities, make sure to let me know in the comments, or you can just upload a picture and tag me on Instagram, which, by the way, if you don't follow me, then consider following me. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.